Didn't have any jams.
Okay.
Everything was clean. Bam, shot, bam. Some of the times we, you load from in here.
Sure.
I couldn't find a load, and then I found it.
Hey, what's happening? Barnaby here. So you want to know more about the Senco concrete and steel pinner? Well, I can tell you that it's pneumatic, runs off usual PSI on the compressor. It'll handle 42 fasteners ranging from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inch, and they say it's 10 times faster than powder actuated, plus you don't need the licensing. So let's talk about how it works with the dude that actually used the tool. This is Chad right here. And so we're going to talk about what you used it for, how it performed, also your take on the design of it. Are there things about it that were kind of wonky, or was it all good to go? Then we want to know about the quality. Do you think it's going to hold up on the job site over time based on the sound and the performance? And then lastly, we're going to pretend that you're going shopping, you're looking for that concrete and steel pinner. Is this the one you would recommend? But before we get to all that, we got to figure out where you're coming from. Where do you work and what do you do?
I work for Bruce Heiss Builders. Do a lot of custom homes, custom condos. In fact, that's where we use this one.
Yeah?
One of the condos downtown, all commercial structure, concrete and steel all around. So perfect example to utilize this tool.
Okay, so you were putting down track predominantly?
Correct.
Okay, so how did it do in that, as far as just putting the fasteners through it and into the concrete?
First of all, overall, love this tool. Overall rating of the tool, great tool, felt well, performed very well. It felt smooth. Way to describe it is smooth.
So they don't all feel like that?
Not all of them. Okay. Some random tools do.
Okay.
But when you get a good tool that feels good, you like to hold on to it, and they tend to last long. So.
Okay. Well, we'll get to all that and the quality for sure. So let's take me through it. You're putting down the track. Does it always go down? I mean, these are the fasteners right here. Is it one of those things where every nail sticks, or is there a kind of a now again, on again, off again sort of a thing with the adhesion?
So typically you got concrete on your floor.
Yeah.
Sometimes concrete on the ceiling or steel on the ceiling.
Sure.
We got concrete on the floor. You got the steel track. It's like a little C-channel type deal.
Yep.
You got to nail to the track or to the concrete. You can either glue it down, nail it down, but we like to nail it down.
Sure.
We use the 3/4 inch nail for the concrete to get a little bite in there.
Sure.
Typically for the steel, you want to switch to the 1/2 inch because you don't want to get that bite. If you're putting down maybe 3/4 plywood. Let's say you maybe want to jump up to the 1.5 inch or something, or 1.25 inches.
So it'll accept that range of fasteners from 1/2 to 1.5, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, but we're shooting down the track, and not all the concrete's the same. So some of it blows apart. Some of it, you shoot and it sticks real well.
Yeah.
Competitive ones that we've used in the past tend to blow out the concrete. One thing I like to see is the black oxidized nail. Tends to be a stronger nail.
Sure.
The plastic around here actually doubles as a washer.
Oh, okay. So as it explodes and compresses,
It
that stays put, right?
You can see one of it's round. The bottom one is round.
Gotcha.
So that actually acts as a washer to help hold that steel, so that nail doesn't blast right through the steel if too much air is given.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may blow the plastic off, so you want to always wear safety glasses with
Absolutely.
that.
Well, let me ask you this. What about jams then? I mean, you got, some plastic busting free there. Did anything get twisted up on you and stick?
Didn't have any jams.
Okay.
Everything was clean. Bam, shot, bam.
Cool. Well, let's go into the design because, you're saying bam shot, and it's got a trigger here. Selectable, right? So you got the single or the bump. Do you do bump when you're putting down track?
I like to stay with the single.
Yeah.
That's a personal preference of mine. It's nice that it has the option for those out there. If you got a long track that you're ending up putting down, you need to do some laying down the nails. You can blast away. I personally like the single shot. Back to that concrete. It's all mixed differently. Some of it has too much powder in it. Some of it has too much hardener in it. You shoot a nail, I like to check.
Yeah.
Maybe shoot 2 or 3 nails in an area, check, make sure that track is down. This gun, 90% of the nails held. It was just, a lot of the nails were holding.
Okay. Hey, load them up for me because, it's always an interesting process sometimes, kind of a learning curve. So is this easy or hard to get the nails in?
This took a little trick for me at the beginning. Typically a framing gun, what you do is, you pull it back and it sticks.
Yeah.
And you load. So I kept pulling back and it wasn't sticking. I was like, well, maybe there's a defect with it.
Sure.
And it took me a moment. Some of the times we, you know, you load from in here.
Sure.
I couldn't find a load, and then I found it.
Yeah, because you're an expert.
Correct. It's so it's more like a trim gun,
Right.
Typically that we use. But you would load the nail in,
Yep.
and right there.
Okay. Now, what if you want to change nails out? Let's say you're working on the floor, then you're going up to the ceiling where you want the shorter fastener. How do you get the nails out?
So you're nailing concrete on the floor. You got to switch to 3/4 plywood or switch to steel. Real easy fix. You lift up on here, slide it all the way forward. There's a little safety so they don't fall out. You just slide the nails right out.
Yeah.
Slide your new nails in. You're good to go.
Okay. And I think, you know, folks would look at this and they say, oh, that's for measuring, so that's how far apart you put in spacers, but that's not the case, right?
This here is actually for a nice square shot.
Right.
You can set this down, get a nice square shot straight in, shooting out with that steel. Might deflect, you know, you don't want to get a nail in the face or anything, so sometimes people, you know, would like to shoot on an angle.
Right.
But that would be more of like a framing gun or a nail that shoots
it's
longer
gotta be
into
square.
wood.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you this on the quality side of things. Is this going to hold up over time based on the sound, the feel, and the materials?
Time only tells with that.
Yeah. But what's your thought?
My thought is, back again to the smooth. It looks rugged, it feels rugged, feels that it's built together. There's no loose ends rattling anywhere.
Yep.
And a gun that tends to start out smooth, well-oiled, tends to last.
All right then, dollars and cents time. Given what this costs and what it does, and compare it to other nailers like this that you've used, is this a good value? Would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend this to another person. Good value for its price. I would definitely buy it.
All right.
If I was laying down a bunch of track and I had a job that all of a sudden, hey, we got to do some steel framing, I'd buy this.
All right. Well, you know what? You're the person here that is looking for the good information. Chad is the guy that's providing it, so it's really kind of a match made in heaven, isn't it? All we're trying to do is hook you up with the right information so you can figure out ultimately which tool is right for you.